Your cat sits across the room, staring at you with that quiet, unreadable look. You might think they are ignoring you, judging you, or waiting for food, because cats rarely make their affection obvious in the way people expect. But what if that stare means something completely different? When your cat looks at you, what do they see? An owner, a caretaker, a stranger, or something much closer to their own world? The truth is, your cat may not see you as a human in the way you imagine, and once you understand why, you may never look back again. That shift begins with one mistake almost every cat owner makes: comparing a cat's love to a dog's love. Dogs often greet affection loudly, with excitement, eagerness, and a clear desire to please. So when a cat simply watches, walks past, or settles nearby without rushing toward you, it can feel distant. Many owners read that calmness as rejection, as if love must always look enthusiastic to be real. But cats are built around caution, choice, and trust, not obedience. Their affection is quieter, more selective, and often deeper than it appears, which is why the first truth matters most. The first truth begins in the small moments you may barely notice, when your cat rubs against your leg, presses their head into your hand, licks your fingers, or chooses to rest close to you without demanding anything. To humans, these gestures can feel random, but in a cat's social world, they are familiar behaviors used with trusted companions. This does not mean every cat literally believes you are another cat, and it is better not to say it that strongly. What it does mean is that many of the ways cats treat people are similar to the ways they treat individuals they accept as part of their space. When your cat rubs their face or body on you, they are also leaving scent, blending you into the safe, known map of their territory. You become less like an outside presence and more like something that belongs. So that tiny brush against your ankle may not be small at all. It may be your cat's quiet way of saying, "You belong here." And that belonging changes what they do next. Because once a cat treats you as part of their familiar world, they may begin to include you in behaviors that were never designed for humans at all. This is why a cat might place a mouse, an insect, a toy, a bottle cap, a hair tie, or some strange little object right in front of you, then wait as if the moment should make perfect sense. Most owners react with confusion, laughter, disgust, or the thought that their cat is simply being messy, dramatic, or impossible to understand. But from the cat's side, that object may belong to a much older language, one connected to hunting, sharing, play, attention, and social connection. Outdoor cats may bring real prey because hunting is still part of their instinctive world, while indoor cats often replace prey with whatever they can carry, from socks to small balls to plastic caps that suddenly become treasures. It would be too simple to say every object is a lesson in hunting, because cats are not all doing the exact same thing for the exact same reason. Sometimes they may be acting from predatory instinct. Sometimes they may be sharing something they value, and sometimes they may simply be inviting you into a game. The context matters more than the object itself. If your cat drops something and stares at you, they may be asking for your attention. If they drop it and run off with excitement, they may be asking you to play. If they bring it over and vocalize, they may be trying to start an interaction in the clearest way they know, and when you look at it through that lens, the whole moment becomes less strange. In your cat's world, you are a familiar creature who somehow never hunts, never pounces properly, and somehow survives by opening cupboards and containers. You may look helpless, but you still belong, so your cat finds ways to include you. That little object on the floor may not matter to you, yet to your cat it can be an offering, an invitation, or a bridge between their instincts and your world. And this is where the story becomes even more interesting. Because even while your cat keeps trying to connect with you, they may not recognize you in the way you assume they do every single day. And that assumption leads to another quiet surprise. Your cat may not know you mainly by the face you think they recognize. Maybe you have leaned close to your cat before, expecting connection, only to feel as if they were looking past you. That does not mean they do not know you. It means their world is built differently from yours. Cats do not see with the same priorities humans do. People rely heavily on faces, details, and clear expressions, but cats are more tuned to movement, contrast, scent, routine, and space. Up close, details can become harder for them to focus on, and at a distance, the world may not appear as sharp as it does to human eyes. So it would be too strong to say your cat never recognizes your face, but it is more accurate to say they may not depend on your face as much as you imagine. Instead, your cat builds you from many pieces. They know the smell of your hands, the tone of your voice, the rhythm of your steps, the way your body moves through a room, the pattern of how you open a door, the hours when you return, and even the place where you tend to sit at the end of the day. To them, you are not just a picture. You are a familiar pattern repeated through daily life. This is why a cat can sometimes miss a treat held right in front of them, then begin searching with their nose as if the food has disappeared. They are not being difficult or dramatic. Their eyes may not be giving them the answer, so their sense of smell takes over and completes the moment. And maybe that makes the bond even more meaningful. Your cat may not carry a sharp photograph of your face in their mind, yet they still know when it is you. They know the air you bring into a room, the routines that follow you, and the certainty of your presence. They recognize the feeling of you. And because humans often fail to read that feeling back, cats found another way to reach us. That way is the meow, and it raises a simple question. Why does your cat seem to talk to you so much? With other cats, adult cats usually do not rely on meowing as their main language. They communicate through posture, scent, ear position, tail movement, eye contact, hissing, growling, distance, and tiny shifts that another cat would understand quickly. Humans, however, miss many of those signals. We overlook the slow blink, misread the tail, ignore the tense body, and often fail to notice when a cat has already said enough without making a sound. So cats adapt. They learn that sound gets through to us faster than subtle body language, and over time, many cats begin using meows as a practical bridge between their world and ours. This does not mean every meow has the same meaning. A cat may develop one meow for food, another for a closed door, another for greeting you when you return, another for play, and another for those strange midnight moments when they simply want your attention. In a way, each household can create its own private vocabulary, shaped by repetition, response, and the bond between one cat and one person. That is why listening matters. If a normally quiet cat suddenly becomes very vocal, if the sound changes sharply, or if the meowing becomes constant and distressed, it should not be treated only as personality or affection. It can also be a sign of pain, stress, confusion, hunger, or another health issue worth checking. But in ordinary daily life, your cat's meow can be something deeply personal. It is not just noise filling the room. It is an attempt to reach the one creature who cannot read scent, cannot understand whiskers, and often misses the language written across a cat's body. A small meow may be the bridge your cat built so you could finally understand them. And beyond that bridge, there is something even quieter. The trust shown when your cat no longer needs to speak at all anymore. And that quiet trust often appears when you enter a room and your cat's whole body changes. A moment ago, they may have been alert, watching the space around them, but once you are near, their ears soften, their eyes grow heavy, their body settles to one side, and their breathing becomes slow and easy. For an animal shaped by caution, this kind of relaxation is not meaningless. Cats do not fully let go in places that feel unsafe. They are less likely to sleep deeply, turn their back, close their eyes, or expose their belly when the environment feels threatening. That does not mean every exposed belly is an invitation to touch. Sometimes it simply means your cat feels secure enough to be vulnerable without asking for anything more. Studies on cat attachment have also shown that many cats can use their caregiver as a source of security in stressful situations, becoming calmer when that familiar person returns. So when your cat melts beside you, it may not be simple tiredness. It may be their nervous system recognizing safety. In that stillness, your cat may be saying the deepest thing they know how to say. With you here, I can finally rest without having to watch everything alone anymore. So when you look back, your cat has been speaking all along, through the brush against your leg, the strange object brought to your feet, the way they know your scent, voice, movement, and routine, the meow shaped for your attention, and the calm body that softens near you. Every cat says it differently, but the message leads to one final truth about your place in their world more clearly. So the next time your cat looks at you from across the room, you may see that gaze differently. Your cat does not need you to be perfect. They need your presence, patience, and safety. To them, you are not just the person who feeds them. You are finally home.